So you want to know how to grow GSP on your back wall the fast way and the right way. Now, there's not too many wrong ways to do this, but the way that I found success was one by putting the frag plug, cleaning it off as much as I could, and putting it on the wall and letting it grow onto the wall. At some point, the frag plug will fall off the wall and it will separate itself from the wall, giving you a nice flat carpet all over your back wall. I've done this in a few different spots. You can see I've done it here, I've done it here. This one has already fallen off. And there's another one. So I've got a lot of GSP growing. I'm trying to get this back wall real nice and fluffy. I wish the mint would grow a little faster, but it actually grows pretty fast. I'll show you guys in a second what's going on, but I am gonna go ahead and show you guys how to grow this twice as fast. Now, it's not feeding, although feeding does help grow it fast. I'm a firm believer in feeding. Apparently, a lot of people don't enjoy to feed their GSP. But if you have a nice rusty razor blade, preferably not rusty, mine is rusty, then go ahead and head to your GSP wall. And I like to kind of make just a guideline. So I think I'm gonna go right here. I would just push all the polyps in here. And that's gonna be my guideline. So I think I'm gonna go right at this growth curve here, because I want this mint to be able to grow up and over. I don't want the GSP to take over. So I'm just gonna take this blade and I'm just gonna score it right across where I want it to go. And I went a little higher than I thought I was going to go. But then you take trusty dusty razor blade, and I like to get the gunk off of the back wall too. You see how I'm also getting this nice layer of this algae off of with it? That's what's gonna let you glue it to the frag plug. If you try and glue just GSP by itself to the frag plug, you can kind of find yourself having a hard time, especially because they seclude their toxins and they let go. So once you have your piece to about that point, you could just grab it right off. Remember, this is a real hardy coral, so I wouldn't mind being a little rude to it. And there is your massive piece of GSP. Now, what are we gonna do with this massive piece of GSP? First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record a short, and then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this down. All right, so now that I got that out of the way, excuse my baby if you hear her. I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on this, and I'm gonna throw it right back on the back wall. So if we take it over to my little station here, like I said, GSP is very hardy, so you could just kind of place it down. It looks like a tobacco leaf or an almond leaf. If you were in the freshwater before, this was a great way to get black water. If you put, I believe it was almond leaves in your tank. Man, my super glue's not coming out. Okay, so then after you successfully get your glue open, you're just gonna kind of dab it around the edges. You don't want to put too much, but you really want to make sure you get those edges, because those edges is what it's gonna grow on. If you go and you put a bunch of glue in the center, that's fine, but your coral is going to wave around on the back glass, and it's not going to be attached, which means it's going to grow super duper slow. Wow, had a hard time saying that. Wow. Now that we have a ton of glue on the back of this coral, I'm going to try and pick it up without getting glue all over myself. Should have thought about this. But I will say one last time, GSP is super hardy, so you don't have to be the most delicate with it. You just have to understand that it's a coral, understand that it can't dry out, things like that. So I'm gonna get this situated better in my hands and go to place it in the tank. All right. This little piece of beef jerky is gonna go a long ways right in between those two corals. Try and start growing in this GSP wall. So what you're gonna do is really make sure your coral doesn't fold in half, because if it folds in half, it is game over. And this is super challenging to do with one hand. I probably should turn off the flow. Okay, I turned the flow off. I'm starting to get glue everywhere. I'm just gonna go ahead and hurry up and do this. You just kind of drop the frag wherever you want it. I think I'm gonna choose right here, a little bit lower in the tank, and just press it against the wall. Firm enough to where the super glue doesn't, you know, pop out everywhere, but you want everything to be pretty flat. Also, be careful with the little pieces. Like, was that out of focus the whole time? My camera was out of focus, but you can see we moved the frag from up here, a straight, nice little line, to down here, straight, nice little line. Now, usually what I like to do is I'll put the growth edge facing up. Didn't do that this time, put the growth edge facing down. You can see all of the polyps are upside down. Every single one of them is upside down. I don't know, that won't affect it too much. I'm sure they'll all just right side up after a while. But overall, green star polyp, super easy coral to grow, super fast, probably one of the fastest. I'd say it's even faster than Xenia. This Xenia is just climbing all the way up to the light and then growing whenever it stops. But this, the green star polyps will absolutely grow. So I'll give a little update on what these look like when they open up, probably in a few hours, and we'll see you guys then. Alright, it has been a full 24 hours, and as you can see, the frag on the back is growing nicely. So between this one and 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 this one, they should all merge together and start growing in a pretty cool pattern. But if you're wondering how to grow GSP faster, or even on the back wall in general, how I started, I just put frags here and then I let them grow. And then after they grow, the frag plug falls off. You can move the frag plug, or you can chop it up, and then as soon as you start growing your walls from the top down, you want to slice it and move it down. You don't want to move it from the bottom down, because the bottoms don't grow nearly as fast as the tops. Everything's going to reach for the light. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to follow, like, comment, subscribe for sure. It makes my day. And if you want any of the corals that you see in this tank, or any of the frags that I've been talking about lately, I do sell them locally. They're only $10 a frag. It's a great deal. Even for the zoanthids, it's only $10 a frag. If that's something you're interested in, hit me up on Instagram, anything like that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!